Hi everybody, my name is Eliana Thomas, and today we're going to be talking about illegal immigration. So I'm sure you guys have all heard about illegal immigration since the 2016 election. It's been quite the hot topic lately. Well, today I'm going to be addressing the economic effects of illegal immigration. Here's a little backstory on American immigration. Immigration became prevalent in the U.S. during the 18th century, soon after we became an independent nation. Most of the immigrants were from Western Europe until the 19th century, when the West Coast was flooded with Chinese immigrants. The Chinese came over to work the railroads and the gold mines and took many jobs from American men who made their living working for these companies. This led to the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, which was the first national law banning a certain nationality from immigrating to the United States. All throughout history, countries have either embraced immigration and all that it brings, or they have fought against immigration and all that it brings. The most prominent issue with illegal immigration in the United States of America is the economic burden it brings, mainly on wage reduction, social welfare, and taxes. The first way that we are affected economically by illegal immigration is wage reduction. Wages are the amount of money regularly earned to the person for the work that person does. Minimum wage is the lowest wage an employer can legally pay a person, and wage reduction is the act of an employer lowering the amount of money paid to an individual. Most low-paying jobs, as we all know, start at the minimum wage, and then the more you work, the longer you're with the company, the more of a chance you get for a raise. This is where we start to see the effects of illegal immigration. These undocumented immigrants come from countries where there is not any minimum wage and where they are expected to work long and grueling hours. Many countries in Latin America have an average monthly wage of $354, which is compared to the average monthly wage of $1,200 in the United States. When these people enter the American workforce, most are shocked by the pay they are given. They are willing to work more hours for less pay than the American citizens are. As an employer, it is often enticing to hire those willing to work for the least amount of wages, aka the minimum wage, than for those who want their earnings to match their hours worked. Because of this, we see a wage reduction in low-paying jobs and inevitably a rise in unemployment. Some economic studies on immigration have shown a negative impact, and specifically, the Center for Immigration Studies say that it reduces unemployment for the young, the less educated, and minorities. Those dependent on low-income jobs suffer greatly with wage reduction brought on by illegal immigration. So now we understand that wage reduction brings on unemployment. Well, we all know that unemployment leads to social welfare. Social welfare was an idea first introduced by the populist movement in the 1800s. It was put into practice by President Roosevelt's New Deal, in which taxpayers' money went to those in poverty. In theory, social welfare is supposed to curb the poverty rate by adding to the income of those in the poverty levels. Eventually, those in the poverty levels would rise out and no longer be dependent on government handouts. Those who are out of the system would be able to pay back in tax dollars for their share of government funding. However, today we justify spending $13.4 billion in social welfare for illegal immigrants in the national and state levels. Think about this for a minute. Taxpayers fund social welfare programs. That $13.4 billion came from people just like you. But that's not all. Illegal immigrants only pay back in taxes for the programs offered to them about $1.8 billion. Subtract the two and you're left with an overhead of $1.16 billion. Now imagine instead of spending that $13.4 billion on illegal immigrants, that $13.4 billion was given to people of America to help them either potentially come out of the poverty levels or to help our country better itself. But as Reagan once said, no government ever voluntarily reduces itself in size. So once government programs launched, never disappear. The budget for the fiscal year of 2018 states, census data show that current U.S. immigration policy results in a larger number of residents and citizens who struggle to become financially independent and instead rely on government benefits financed by taxpayers. Social welfare was created to help American citizens and those immigrants who enter the country legally, not those who enter the U.S. illegally. But social welfare is not the only program our tax money goes into. Taxes were created to assist the federal and state governments to better the community and nation. Today, you pay federal tax, Medicare tax, state and local income tax, property tax, the list can go on. But where does our tax money in illegal immigration mix other than welfare? Illegal immigrants enjoy better education, medical benefits, and an overall living condition in the United States and from the countries they hail from due to the tax money. I'm challenging you all today to think about immigration a little bit more harshly than we have been. One person once said, if making it easy to be an illegal alien isn't enough, how about offering a reward for being an illegal alien? We choose to help illegal immigrants over our own people. What about the starving American children, or the homeless vet who risked his life for his country? What about those living in the border states who are warned to go anywhere near the border? What about those who enter our country legally? Or the Border Patrol agent killed for protecting Americans? What if we used our tax money to help those people? Our tax money should go into improving America and helping American citizens, and not for helping those who cross our borders under false pretenses. Ronald Reagan once said that those that have the most to lose do the least to prevent its happening. Let not that be what the future citizens of the United States of America say about you. Why should we as a nation allow our wages to be lowered, our social welfare taken from U.S. citizens, and our tax money misused? We need to start looking at the facts instead of thinking with our hearts. Do you, as an American, value the present and future generations of this country? Will you start making the hard choices? Do you choose to protect the United States of America from economic failure brought on by illegal immigration? Thank you.